Alright, so we need to talk about this because the full plot details for Mortal Kombat 2 have leaked online, and yeah, this one is heavy on spoilers. These details came out after a recent test screening, and once that happens, things usually spread fast. So before anything else, consider this your spoiler warning. If you want to go in completely fresh, this is your moment to click away. Now with that said, here's the surprising part right up front. People who've seen it are actually positive about this movie. The general reaction is that Mortal Kombat 2 is way better than the first film. It leans harder into the games, the violence looks improved, the fights are bigger, and the story feels more confident about what it is. And the biggest shock of all happens early. Cole Young dies within the first 20 minutes. He's killed off quickly, and honestly that feels very intentional. The sequel is basically saying, we're done easing people in. From this point on, it's full Mortal Kombat. He is killed by Shao Kahn, who is described as one of the strongest parts of the movie. Shao Kahn isn't just intimidating here, he's active. He fights King Jared, Cole Young, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Kitana. Edenia is introduced properly, and Shao Kahn feels like a real endgame villain this time. And yes, there's another huge death that really caught people off guard, and that's Liu Kang. Now, if you've played the Mortal Kombat games, this isn't as crazy as it sounds. Mortal Kombat has always played with timelines, resurrection, revenants, and alternate realities, so Liu Kang dying here doesn't mean he's gone forever. We've seen him return in different forms before, even as a godlike figure. That's why even though his death is shocking in the moment, it clearly feels like it's setting something up for future movies rather than closing the door on his character. Speaking of characters, here's how the rest of the roster shakes out. Johnny Cage is actually pretty funny in the movie, but he's portrayed as a bit older this time. Surprisingly, there's no testicle punch, which is kind of wild considering Johnny's history in the games. Still, his fight scenes are solid, and he gets some major moments, including matchups with Kitana and Baraka. Kitana is one of the standout characters. She's a main focus and is portrayed really well, both emotionally and physically. Her conflict with Shao Kahn and her connection to Edenia are handled much better than expected. Noob Saibot appears in the final 15 minutes. He looks very close to Sub-Zero with a fully black design and a shadow-like clone. His presence sets up future stories rather than dominating this one. Kung Lao is resurrected by Quan Chi as a reborn entity, which again pulls straight from the games. Quan Chi himself is present, but interestingly, he doesn't fight in this movie. Raiden barely appears in the movie, as he's off consulting the Elder Gods, which explains his limited role and keeps him more mysterious. The same goes for Scorpion. He's used in a very restrained way, which might disappoint some fans, but it feels deliberate. Kano is reanimated. Sindel is under Shao Kahn's control and dies multiple times, and Jade is portrayed as very unlikable, which is an interesting choice. Baraka only shows up for about 10 minutes, but his scenes are said to look great. As for deaths, this movie does not hold back. Characters who die include Cole Young, Jax, Liu Kang, and Shao Kahn. Yes, Shao Kahn himself is killed, which again fits the Mortal Kombat tradition of villains falling and returning later in different forms. There is an actual tournament this time. Arcana is completely removed, which already fixes one of the biggest complaints about the first movie. The action features long takes, some slow motion, and much better CGI blood. Fatalities are described as creative and brutal, but not cartoonish. The settings go all in on classic Mortal Kombat vibes. An acid room, spike-filled floors, hell itself. The main theme has a retro feel. Ed Boon makes a cameo, and while the story doesn't copy the games beat for beat, it clearly respects them more. So overall, if these leaks are accurate, Mortal Kombat 2 feels like a real course correction. Honestly, when I watched the first movie in theaters, I wanted to walk out halfway through, and when they announced a sequel, it felt completely unnecessary. But now seeing these test screening reactions, it actually gives me some hope. It sounds like they've listened to the criticism and made a much stronger film this time. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out when it finally hits theaters on May 8th, 2026. So what do you guys think about these leaks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.